What's a computer? Expanding on a video I recently shot about using our phone to help fill in the work from home gaps, I'm consistently a bit disappointed in the loudest gadget geek conversation that often treats the idea of a smartphone as a very narrow definition of mobile computing. Now is the perfect time to broaden our horizons. Computers are not one thing. We accept different solutions for different needs, and phones are just a pocketable form of computer. Dividing the market by price tiers is insufficient and usually not that helpful. Entry level, mid-range, premium mid-range, upper tier, flagship, ultra premium flagship. These words don't mean much. They're not going to tell you what phone you might want to rock. It shouldn't matter if one phone is a super popular bestseller. We should only care about a consumer finding the exact right fit for their specific needs. You can spend a lot on a premium all-rounder. You might enjoy the experience better and save some cash with a bit more focused approach. With that in mind, here's my breakdown on the different genres of phone and which might be the right fit for you. The Communicator. A communicator is a device which excels at brief interactions, information delivery, and quick replies. An evolutionary offshoot of classic cell phones. This group of phones is likely your best bet for smaller screen sizes. Some wonderful Mighty Mouse options are available for people most concerned about staying in touch, getting the best one-handed experience, and who aren't wanting to spend more on fancier multimedia perks. The compromise. Keeping the overall footprint smaller means less room for battery, but that's balanced by the likelihood of shorter interactions. In 2020, some notable communicator phones would be the Pixel 4a and the iPhone SE. Both are absolute champs, and they're pretty easy on the wallet. Covering the basics is a lot cheaper these days, but you could also move upscale on a phone like the Z Flip if you wanted to make more of a statement and take up a little less space in your pocket. Next up, the Multimedia phone. This is the opposite of the communicator. Phones that excel at longer interactions and consuming content. The screen is the thing. First and foremost, we want that surface area to watch some video, and we probably want decent speakers for that playback. A headphone jack can be handy, but not always required. And when the screens get bigger, so does the battery. The multimedia phone's greatest strength is also its greatest weakness, and that would be the size. These bad boys are now mini tablets. Not always the nicest fit in a pocket or purse. Usually a poor one-hand or on-the-go use. These phones demand more attention and both hands. But when you can sit for just a second, the computing experience is really nice. There are tons of big phones for people to choose from. Options at the extreme entry level for pricing, companies like TCL playing more in the mid-range, premium options from OnePlus, LG, and Samsung. We might even consider the earliest versions of folding phones as the crown jewels of this genre. Big screens, really fragile, somewhat poor on-the-go use, but if you sit down and focus on them, they might be kind of nice. Expensive, but nice. But let's have some fun, because the next category is gaming phones. A lateral step from the multimedia phone, gaming phones take content consumption even farther. Keep the big screens and big batteries, then just turn up all the hardware to 11. They might not necessarily represent an outright performance advantage over a well-built premium phone, but we can count on some bleeding-edge hardware, often where we'll find overclocked chipsets, higher refresh rate displays, and specialty hardware for cooling. Everything we'd want to not only operate a phone at a high tier, but keep that performance as consistent as we can for longer play sessions. Plus, they often include some fun aesthetics, like RGB logos and specialized accessories for docks, mounts, and controllers. Razer helped popularize the segment back in the day, and today you can find a growing niche of products from Asus, Xiaomi, and Nubia. All computers can play games, but not all computers are gaming computers. Shifting gears, our next category is the content creator. Maybe you aren't looking at a phone just to consume content. Maybe you want to create it. All phones have a camera and you can upload a photo or video to social media, but a content creator offers a little bit more than the status quo. It's not just getting a nice camera. The manufacturer tailors the hardware and software, including better tools for capturing a specific look. A great camera sensor backed by a first-party camera app with better manual controls. high-performance hardware and power management options for editing, better microphones, and a headphone jack for capturing audio. The most visible options in this space belong to Sony and LG, but a higher degree of mobile production often comes with a higher price tag. Next up, the productivity phone. There's no one way to get work done. My job depends on making audio and video content. My wife manages contracts, calendars, legal briefs, and spreadsheets. For the more office and productivity focused, we can pick and choose some of the more popular features from other phone categories, but then we want to look at some specialized hardware options and wrap those up in a business grade or more durable shell. It's nice to have those different options because everyone works a little differently. Maybe you need a stylus, maybe a dual screen, hardware keyboard, or advanced software like a desktop mode. The Galaxy Note is often regarded as the king of the productivity hill, but dual display phones offer significant advantages for multitasking. Numerous phones are coming out with stylus support, and you can always count on a small cadre of BlackBerry fans who refuse to let that thumb board go. Again, some targeted compromises might deliver the goods at a lower price. Stylus-enabled phones, for example, can be found in the mid-range and near the entry-level price tags. And lastly, we shouldn't discount generally good phones. The goal for most manufacturers is to try and make the most broadly selling device they can. No one's looking to keep consumers away from their products, but every manufacturer has different pros and cons to offer. So we'll see a lot of overlap on these different categories. It's in the details where a little push here, a little focus there makes one phone a better solution for a specific consumer than a different phone. It's really easy and kind of lazy to act like phones are only one thing, and that the popularity of one or two brands is some kind of meritocracy, that everyone just woke up one day and agreed, that's what a phone is. But I still think people are often happier looking at the best fit for their needs over which brand performs the best for a tech tuber's ad metrics. So I want to ask you, what categories did I miss? Is there enough consumer overlap on rugged options or construction phones? What about artists getting lumped in with productivity devices just to get a stylus? Drop me a comment down below. I think this is a way more fun conversation than just looking at price tags and pretending one phone at every $100 mark is the bestest option for everyone. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Supporting your favorite content creators has never been more critical. I hope you'll check out the links down below. There's a support page on SomeGadgetGuy.com, or you might consider joining the list of names currently scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon. Those are super cool tech pals, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, and the Facebooks and the Instagrams. And I will catch you all on the next video.